We're headed to our local park today to talk about vacation costs. Because what better place to talk about money than your local park, right? Tough crowd. I am biased. I prefer cruising over land vacations. There is nothing like being on the ship and looking out and seeing nothing but the sunrise, sunset, or horizons. However, when cruising was shut down, we did vacation in New York City and at some Mexican all-inclusive resorts, which you can see on our channel. And honestly, I would be biased whether cruising was more expensive or less expensive. But I'm not going to give away the ending. Let's get started. Here are the ground rules for this head-to-head competition between cruise vacation and land vacation. I'm comparing a beach land vacation in Miami, Florida for 8 nights to our actual upcoming Royal Caribbean cruise out of Miami, Florida. Both price lists include round-trip flights from Texas to Florida on Southwest Airlines. I booked the fake trip to Florida several months out to try and mimic the schedule at which we booked our cruise flight, since the earlier you book, usually the lower the price. However, with Southwest Airlines, you can take advantage of a price drop after booking and use it as a flight voucher. Both price lists include lodging, food, transportation, and entertainment for the week. I promise I've been as fair and objective as possible with comparing apples to apples. Spoiler alert, I'm even leaning towards the land vacation to give it a fighting chance. We'll start with the cruise vacation first and kick it off with the flight costs. We usually book Southwest Airlines the day the flights are released. The cheap seats go quickly and the prices typically go up from there depending on demand. Our round trip flight cost for this cruise is $863.92. We booked it 6 months out. The first day flights for October were released. We always head to the port the day before embarkation to most closely guarantee there will be nothing get in the way of us getting to the ship on time. For this trip, we chose a Hilton brand hotel by the airport with free shuttle to the hotel to save on transportation expenses. We have found that Hilton brand hotels, usually Hampton Inns is what we stay in, are reasonably priced and clean, usually high quality for the price point. We've also found they're very consistent in their quality across the US. So for this trip, our one-night hotel cost is $209.05. We try to spend no more than around $200 on a hotel before a cruise. This happens to be a senior rate, but we also paid for the flexible option to be able to cancel within 24 hours before the reservation. Even though we saved on transportation from the airport to the hotel, we still need to get from the hotel to the port the next morning. The average estimate for Uber and Lyft, and from our experience in the past, is around $30, so that's added too. So moving on to the cruise costs, we booked a balcony cabin. This started out as being a 4-port cruise, which we were really happy with the price because of that. And then after a couple of port changes, it changed to a 3-port cruise. It's still within our acceptable cost window, but still a little more than we would normally pay. For those who might not know, a cruise fare includes several different dining venues, including the main dining room and the buffet, as well as snack venues. Several choices of entertainment each evening, including Broadway title musicals, as well as things like games and trivia and dance classes by the pool and other places on the ship. And of course, access to the pools and water slides on board and beaches in each port for a Caribbean cruise. Now, some cruise lines also have an adults-only pool area that is included in that cruise fare. We also always prepay our gratuities, which the cruise line spreads out among several categories of employees. And we always also include travel insurance, which could be a whole nother video. You never know what event might happen before your vacation for which your chosen cruise line would not offer a refund. Examples include being called into work without the right of refusal, a non-COVID illness, or emergency surgery, which we've actually had happen before. In total, including travel insurance, prepaid gratuities, and taxes, the cost itself of the cruise is $2,293.76. But we're not done yet, because that doesn't include excursions in each port. Sometimes we don't book excursions in every port, but we happen to for this cruise, which actually benefits this little head-to-head competition. If you choose to just walk around the port or the neighborhood around the port, you can even better control your cruise expenses. In the first port, we purchased an excursion that includes a tour of the aloe factory, a stop at the donkey sanctuary, insert cute donkey sound here, and the rest of the day at a local beach, which costs $90. Transportation is included, but food is not, so I'm adding $30 to the day for food import. Some folks wait to eat until they get back to the ship because, as we've already discussed, there's a lot of food included in your cruise fare. In the second port, we rented a golf cart from a local company for $100 for the day, which includes gasoline, insurance, and taxes. We'll likely pick a local restaurant for lunch because we like the experience of the local cuisine in each port. So I'll add $30 to the day for food in that port as well. In the third port, we purchased an excursion to swim with the sea turtles and a beach day, which costs $168. Transportation is included, but again, food is not, so I'm adding $30 to the day for food import. We also purchased Wi-Fi, which isn't required, but to maintain my apples to apples comparison, I did that since 99% of people vacationing in Florida for the week will have cell service or internet of some sort. We share a one-device package on board that costs $159.92. This is a cruise cost you do not have to incur if you can truly unplug from family and business at home. Now to the elephant on the cruise. See what I did there? Elephant in the room, elephant on a cruise. Let's talk alcohol. If you want to purchase alcohol on board, you can do that by the drink, which is usually around $8 to $13 depending on the drink. Or you can purchase a full beverage package for the duration of your cruise. I have not included alcohol in this comparison since the cost will vary so much from person to person, depending on their drinking habits, type of alcohol, and the location. So taking the flight costs of $863.92, the hotel and transportation costs of $239.05, the excursion costs of $348, plus $90 for food in all three ports, and the $159.92 for Wi-Fi, and then adding all of that to the cruise cost, the total cruise expenses come to $3,994.65. That's for a hotel stay before the cruise and an 8-night Caribbean cruise with 3 ports, excursions, meals, and entertainment. That's gonna be very hard to beat, y'all, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. So our mock land vacation has us jetting off to Miami, Florida for 8 nights of a beach vacation. I chose dates in February, which is 6 months from now, again to reach our apples to apples comparison goal for the booking of the flight. The flight from Texas to Florida is $691.92. Look at that. We've already beat the cruise flight price because the day that I booked the mock flights, I found a really good sale to Miami in February, which is a slow month for Miami tourism. Now to the lodging. I again chose a Hilton brand hotel 1 block from the beach. Since on a cruise, we have full access to pools every day and beaches 3 of those days in port, I went with close beach access to give a fair comparison of the vacation experience. Yes, you can always choose a hotel nowhere near the beach and you'll likely find a lower price point, but the comparison of the experience would really not be equal. The hotel I chose is a Hampton Inn for the reasons I've already stated regarding the reasonable price and the consistency and quality of Hilton brand hotels that we've stayed in across the country. For an 8-night stay in a Miami Beach Hampton Inn, it's $3,270.61 plus $45 a night for self-parking, which is $360. So far, the land vacation is still hanging in there. Between flight and hotel, we're still under our cruise price. However, we still have to add food, transportation, and entertainment. So let's do it. Now let's look at the estimates for entertainment and food for a week in Miami. I'm sourcing from a couple of websites that do this type of pricing for cities around the US. One is budgetyourtrip.com and the other is championtraveler.com. So Budget Your Trip says, from the data reported by past Miami travelers, one would likely spend an average of $33 a day on food. For a couple, that puts us at $528 for meals for 8 days. I'm just gonna say that seems to be a little on the low side, especially considering that on a cruise, included in the cruise fare is food like steak and lobster and escargot. But to be on the fair side, we'll stick with the $33 a day. Just know that if you want steak, lobster, and escargot in Miami, you'll be spending quite a bit more. This same site says that past travelers reported spending an average of $32 per day on transportation. So I went with the much less expensive route of renting a car. For our selected dates, picking up and returning to the Miami airport, I found a mid-size SUV for $52 total. But that includes returning with a full tank of gas, however, which we'll estimate potentially at $100 since gas prices can vary so wildly depending on many factors. Now to entertainment. You can't go to Miami without some entertainment, right? Well, Budget Your Trip reports on average that past travelers have spent $25 a day on entertainment. That's for things like tickets for museums and other attractions, day tours, and other sightseeing outings. Of course, on a cruise, there's Broadway-level singers and dancers, top comedians and musicians from all over the world from thousands of auditions that they were chosen from, but I digress. Worth mentioning, if your vacation includes a theme park, especially something like Disney, you can add thousands of dollars for entertainment. But sticking with that Miami estimate of $25 a day per person, that puts us at $400 for entertainment for a couple. Is that everything? An apples to apples comparison? Drum roll, please. Our total for 8 nights in Florida is $5,402.53. When compared to our cruise, which was $3,994.65, we have a clear winner, folks. I do have to admit it though, the result was a bit closer than I thought it would be, but knowing the quality of food and entertainment on a cruise ship these days, I know there's really no competition with what you get for the money. What's not included in this comparison are all the other types of entertainment and activities available on a cruise ship. Depending on the ship, there might be a roller coaster, a skydiving simulator, a rock wall, bumper cars, ice skating, and of course karaoke, or even a flow rider wave machine. And the majority of those things I just mentioned are all included in your cruise fare price. So what will control the type vacation you take? Maybe your budget, like for many of us. More likely it will be your preferences. If you love being on the open ocean, visiting 3 to 4 different countries, islands, or cities in 1 week, then cruising is probably for you. On the other hand, if you're the type who wants a different dance club every night, a nearby beach in case you feel like a little sand between your toes, and the choice of a museum or a cultural tour, then probably a land vacation is your speed. Either way, there are plenty of options out there for travelers to fulfill their preferences. Let us know in the comments about any good travel deals you've come across, and check out this video right here to skip the long lines at the airport, which is great no matter what type of vacation you take. Be blessed. It's still on, right?
No, it's off. Got it.
Examples include, okay, you need to lower it. And 200, the pages, there we go. And I had an ant on my toe. I can even take the shoe off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't throw it down there with the ants. The breeze is nice.
The breeze is good, yeah. I must be in the middle of an ant bed.
Well, sure,
I am.
ants all the time.
I am.